Scorpio. Happy August 2018. Hope you're doing fantastic. This is Dark Dove Tarot. As you know, I always pre-shuffle the cards, but I'm going to add a little more energy before we get started. Again, I hope you're doing wonderful. This is for Scorpio, August 2018. This is based on love. Anybody looking for love, and anybody looking to reconcile. So the title I've had pretty much the same for a long, long time. And I think somebody recently was under the impression that because the title talked about reconciliation, that it meant the video was going to be about that being the absolute. And it's not. So the majority of people who watch my videos, come to me for private reads, etc., are either single, looking for love, or looking for reconciliation. In fact, I would say it's a 50-50 shot. So I don't really do relationship reads, although I keep talking about doing them. But like I said, I cater more towards the people who are watching my, watching my videos, commenting, getting in contact with me directly, etc. So hope to clear up any confusion there. Again, this is for love, anybody looking for love, any singles, and anybody looking to reconcile. Now, always make sure to check your sun, moon, and rising, as some months those may resonate with you more than others. I always hope that it resonates with the majority of you, but you can get more clarification if you look at your sun, moon, and rising signs as well. Any likes, comments, subscribes, shares, etc. greatly appreciated. If you want a private read, the information is in the description. So I'm using I'm using the Deviant Moon Tarot deck. And for clarification, I'll be using the 8-coin tattoo tarot deck. So just to throw that out there. Scorpio, things have been uphill for you guys, but some walls still up. I don't know, I feel very interested in this reading for you guys this month, because I feel like there's going to be some sort of aha factor. May not be in the actual read, but I think some of you may have like an aha moment. I don't know why, but that's been on my mind since I started shuffling for your read. All right, so let me pull the theme of the month card here, and we'll get started. Oh, and just a note to cross watchers, because I've been getting a lot more of those lately. Cross-watching is fine. It's totally invited, etc. But any negative comments about the sign that I'm reading, I will take off the page, because I get a lot of cross-watchers lately who have been talking negatively about the sign that I'm reading for. This is their read. I'm just saying how the cards are. Whatever happened in your relationship, if it went sour because of the sign I'm reading, to each his own. You know what happened, they know what happened, but I won't have anybody disrespecting the sign I'm reading while I'm doing it. So just throwing that out there. All right, so starting off, Scorpio, you have the Death card, which one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's not a physical death. It's a revelation. It's a rebirth. It's a transformation. So if you're single, this either says you're going back out in the dating world, or you're revamping the way you're dating. You're starting over, starting fresh, getting rid of the riffraff. Maybe you've been dating people that hasn't been working out and you're trying a new site. Again, this is a rebirth, so maybe you've been working out or doing certain things to kind of make yourself feel more confident entering the dating world. I feel like a lot of you, this is like a new beginning at dating, a new try, kind of a new stab at it. But again, it's some sort of transformation, some sort of change. Some of you may be leaving the dating world instead, but I feel like a majority of you are either regrouping, starting over, or starting a new way. If you're looking to reconcile, this could be a rebirth of the relationship. Obviously, you need to see what the rest of the cards say, but this is also a transformation for you as well. So you may be, doing things to transform behaviors or thought patterns or processes, or just in general, like overcoming obstacles that maybe stood in the way of your relationship. So I'm hoping this is a rebirth if that's what you really want, and it's positive and it's healthy for you. But if not, this may signify an actual death and then a change coming into being single again or trying to find somebody else. Now, first card you have in your spread is the Six of Swords, The Six of Swords is abandoning a situation. It's retreating. It's leaving. So if you're single, maybe you are leaving the dating world. Maybe you've met one or two people, or maybe you've just decided that you don't want to date at all. This could also be like traveling somewhere. So some of you may be adventuring off, but I definitely see you leaving a situation, and it almost makes me feel like it's kind of in tune with Libra in the fact that I feel like maybe you've been dating and you've been dating one or two people and they're just not good for you. They're just not healthy for you. It's just not a good situation for you to be in. So I don't really think that you're leaving the dating world. It could be you're leaving the single world or, you know, not dating world and moving into dating again. But I feel like this is you leaving a situation behind, being like, okay, this just really didn't work for me. You know, I thought this person might be a possibility. So anyways, again, entering into the dating game again, leaving certain situations behind. Like maybe somebody's been telling you, hey, I want a relationship with you, or hey, I really want to get to know you better and I think we could have something positive, and it's not working. So you're leaving that behind and you're starting fresh. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is leaving something behind. So this makes me feel like you're abandoning the situation of even thinking about this person. You're taking time out. You're taking time to transform yourself, to change things about you, to change your life in general. But this definitely, if you're looking to reconcile, feels like you're retreating a situation. Maybe you gave it another go. It's just not working, but you're leaving something behind, and pretty hastily. The next card you have is anything you're feeling coming into the month, and you have the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man is somebody who is sacrificing something. Somebody who is learning self-wisdom, learning about themselves and what they need. So if you're single, this definitely tells me that either you were dating somebody, you met somebody, you thought that you were heading towards maybe a connection that was going to be a little more stable, a little more committed, and it didn't turn out that way. And this is you being self-aware. This is you saying, okay, I know when it's time to leave a situation. This isn't healthy for me. They keep telling me that they want a relationship. They keep telling me we're moving in the same direction and we're not. So I'm going to leave that situation behind. I'm going to enter the dating world again, take another chance. I'm willing to make sacrifices to meet the right people. I'm willing to make sacrifices on what I want to a certain extent, but it feels like you've sacrificed too much lately when you've been dating. Too much. You've been allowing people into your life that probably just don't deserve to be there. And so you're discovering your self-worth again. So if you're dating, you're definitely going out there with a newfound, you know, I'm leaving the crap behind. I know what my self-worth is. I'm willing to sacrifice certain things for the right person, but I just haven't met the right person yet. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, the Hanged Man says you have sacrificed, excuse me, above and beyond. This really feels like you've hung yourself out to dry. You've been 110%. And they've maybe been like 15%. And you're like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I've gone above and beyond. You're not going above and beyond. I am now fully self-aware of what I need, what I deserve, and what I want in a relationship. The next card you have is your distant past. So over the past 5-10 years, could be throughout your childhood, and you have the 10 of Wands. This is a burden. This is carrying a heavy burden. Now, I always read this together for anybody who's single and anybody looking to reconcile, because it's generally not, you know, very recent. This is usually, again, could go back to childhood. And this position is important to me every month, because this is saying, this is reminding you to be reminiscent on something from the past that you either want to let go of so you don't repeat those patterns, or something you want to hold on to. Now, the 10 of Wands is about burden. It's about responsibility. So this says in some point in your relationship, you've bore the burdens on a regular basis, and it's your time to not have to do that. And I feel like that's why you're changing things up. You're like, no, I've been down this road. I've been in these types of relationships. I'm not willing to do this to myself anymore, because yes, other people interact with you and make you feel certain ways, but at the end of the day, we all toe the line, and what we allow into our lives and what we allow people to bring into our lives, and eventually we don't stop it even when we know it's not good for us and not healthy, then eventually those become our burdens that we created on ourselves. So the 10 of Wands definitely says this is a reminder this month, Scorpio, that you've held your end of the line before and been let down, and you keep repeatedly dating the same people. You keep repeatedly let people come back into your life that are not deserving of what you have to offer. And so you need to abandon those habits. You need to retreat from that. And you need to understand, again, sacrifice is important. We all make sacrifices in love. But if you're sacrificing yourself or your self-worth, it's not worth it. The next card you have is your immediate past. So over the past 2 weeks, past month or so, and this goes swimmingly with death, you have the Sun, one of my favorite cards. The Sun is about solutions. It's about hope. It's about having faith, and it's also about self-awareness. So if you're single, you're definitely finding out what you're worth and what you're willing to put up with. It's very interesting. It feels like a lot of you've just been kind of back into the same dating patterns, dating the same type of people. They're telling you the same type of things, and you're going, whoa, I can see things clearly now. There's a solution to this. I'm going to change the entire way I'm doing this. Maybe you're going to change sites. Maybe you're going to do meetup groups. Maybe you're going to ask friends to introduce you to people. Whatever it is, you definitely see that some of this is not necessarily your fault, but it's a repetitive pattern you need to get out of. You're not holding yourself up to the standard that you deserve. And a lot of you, quite frankly, are like, hey, I'll date this person. They'll feed me this. They'll not feed you, literally, but they'll feed you lip service basically and say, hey, this is what they're telling you, what you want to hear or what they think you want to hear. And sometimes you eat it up and you're like, yeah, this person's great. But your gut tells you no, because their actions are speaking louder than their words. They're texting you once or twice a week when they're telling you, ooh, I could see us committed down the road. It doesn't work that way. And it's like all of a sudden, it's very interesting because at the beginning of the read, I said an aha moment. And I think some of you, if you're single, have had this moment. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar. This is the solution. Your solution is, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to leave the situation. If it's meant to be, it will come back to me. There will be a rebirth here. But right now, what I'm putting up with and what makes me feel good and what's healthy for me isn't shining through. And the Sun is saying, have faith. If it is supposed to be with this person, if it is supposed to be a rebirth and a reconciliation, then it will be. But right now, sometimes you have to leave the situation in order to see things more clearly. And that, it seems like that's what you've decided to do. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next 2 or 3 months. And you have the Ace of Wands. I love the Ace of Wands. This is a very nurturing energy. So for some of you, this could imply having kids. It could imply spending more time with kids. Maybe you're having more time with kids. I know here in the U.S. it's the summer, so maybe you're taking trips, etc. But this is passion. This is enthusiasm. This is energy, creativity. So if you're single, this is definitely saying that there is going to be somebody that you can finally maybe unleash your passion with. Somebody that you can nurture. Somebody that you could see yourself. Whether you want to have kids or whether you're just looking for somebody to date committedly, there's a possibility of finding somebody that you can actually feel that energy with, that connection with, enthusiastic about being in their presence. So Scorpio, don't worry, there's no, the lights haven't dimmed out. This is very bright, but there's some sort of riffraff here you've got to get rid of. Like somebody keeps coming back in your life, like, hey, I really like you, and you keep saying, okay, let's date again, or okay, or they've been telling you over and over, oh, I'm gonna get off the dating site, and I'm just, I'm taking it slow, and you finally like had enough. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is you wanting, now, this could definitely be like somebody finds out they're pregnant, something along those lines, but the Ace of Wands for you guys is feeling good about yourself, understanding that you do have to let a situation go. It's, like they say, you let someone go, and if it's meant to be, they'll come back. So I don't necessarily know if this is a return or if this is you finally feeling some sort of bliss because you've gotten rid of that negative energy that you're just not willing to put up with. You're not willing to sacrifice yourself for anymore. So the Ace of Wands, whether you're single or looking to reconcile, is extremely positive. It's a passion that is just the beginning of passion. The next card you have, well, that makes sense, is your immediate future, so throughout the month of August. And you have the Nine of Swords, which is anxiety, fear, depression. But this is you creating this within yourself. So you're scared, Scorpio. You're scared of this big change. You know it's coming. If you're single, you know it's coming. It's like you've been dealing with a friends with benefits situation, or you've been holding on to somebody, hoping that they're going to change, hoping that one day they're going to turn around and be like, yes, I want to be with you. But they're not. They're single, they're dating, and you're kind of holding out for hope. Some of you. Others of you, again, are starting the dating scene all over again. You're coming back to it, and you're going, I don't want to be single anymore. I'm abandoning the solitude. I'm ready to try it, but you're nervous because you've had interesting experiences. Like some of you've had some pretty terrifying experiences, or experiences where you've had a severe heartbreak. So this month you're going to be feeling a little up and down about, what do I do and how do I know I'm choosing the right person? Again, And some of you are letting go of people you have been dating, and you're worried like, well, what if I'm making the wrong decision? But with this, I don't see that you're making the wrong decision. I think that your burdens will be lifted if you make the decision to cut your ties and start fresh. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar. You're also feeling like, but if I make these changes and I start something new with somebody else, then I've ixnayed any possibility with this person. Well, you haven't, because it doesn't work that way. Again, if you're supposed to be with that person, at some point, the door will open again and that will come through. But right now, it doesn't feel like that's the case. The next card you have is anything tangible throughout the month that may come to fruition. So a situation could be the beginning, middle, end. It could last for an hour. It could last for 2 days. But this is some sort of chaos and competition. So if you're single, this definitely tells me that, like, if you let this person go, or the few people that you've been dating because it's just not working for you, that there may be some, like, hey, why are you not, what's wrong? I mean, I thought we had a good thing here. So you may feel yourself a little bit on the defense, but this also means that you're going to have some competition for you. So this means you're going to be attractive. People are going to be drawn to you, kind of a magnetism here. And the Five of Wands is about getting your priorities straight and figuring out what you want. So if you're single, and if you are starting to date again for the first time, it's going to feel very hectic, but don't let that scare you, because good things are coming. If you have had to let go of some people you're dating, or start new and start fresh, you need to really figure out what your priorities are, what you want, because it feels like, Scorpio, sometimes you guys are the interesting water signs, because you're very sensitive like a Cancer can be, but on the flip side, you can be very standoffish like an Earth sign, right? And the Five of Wands is almost like you wanting to meet somebody, you wanting to vibe with somebody, but as we know, you putting the walls up too. And so sometimes you say, well, I want a relationship, I really want to be with somebody committed, but you give off the vibe that, like, whatever. Kind of like hoping that they'll be more attentive, or they'll be able to read your mind. You guys can be sometimes evasive, which is kind of, interesting. It's like a chameleon type situation, whereas like Cancers, put their heart on the sleeve and get, burnt 25 times before they learn their lesson. You guys learn your lesson, but then, kind of revert into I'm not going to throw all my emotion out there. I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to build that little wall up again. So just be careful. Make sure you know what it is you want. Make sure that you're putting out in the universe what you want to get back. Because sometimes I think you think you project, oh, well, I'm making it very clear I want a relationship. But you may not come across that way, if that makes sense. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is very much chaos. This makes me feel like you're going to leave the situation behind. Maybe you guys have been communicating. Maybe you haven't, but maybe you've had pictures up of them on Facebook, or there's been nostalgic, or you guys have similar friends who say, oh, they've been asking about you, you've been asking about them, etc. It feels like once you cut them off, all of a sudden they come back and they're like, wait, what's going on? Wait. You still need to want me. Where are you going? And so just, be aware of the situation, that it's always about, people always want what they can't have. Just make sure that if you give them a chance, or if they want to communicate with you, that they're not doing it because they're afraid they're losing you, even though they're not putting the effort in to keep you. The next card you have is anything internal you'll be feeling throughout the month. Again, it could be the beginning, middle, end. Could be for 1 hour, 5 minutes. And you have the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is somebody who works very hard for the payoff. So if you're single, this is saying, you're really wanting to find somebody. This is saying you're really methodical. You're treating this not like a job necessarily, but if you're single and dating, or single and just starting dating, you really want to get your priorities straight. You're looking at it going, okay, I'm looking at these online profiles. If this profile says casual dating, no commitment, and I'm looking for a relationship, why am I going to push the, hey, yeah, let's go have dinner? Why am I going to answer? I mean, yeah, you don't have to be mean and not talk to everybody, or not talk to people who want exactly what you want. But this is you saying, okay, I get it now. Like, I'm rebirth, transformation in dating. I realize, I need to put, I need to be sensible, whatever. I need to be sensible about who I'm picking and what I'm doing, because I feel like there are some of you out there, and you know exactly who you are, that you're dating people hoping that maybe you're going to change their mind when they've told you all along. you know, or their actions have told you, yeah, I really like you, I want to be with you, but you hear from them like once a week. That's not copacetic. That's not somebody who's really interested. So this is saying throughout the month, you're going to be realizing, like, you're going to be dotting your I's and crossing your T's, like really paying attention to what people tell you, what their actions say, and you know, like, again, almost treating it like an interview, which nothing wrong with that. If you're looking to reconcile, this makes me feel like you're going to focus on other things other than this person. And that's how you're going to be able to retreat the situation without it overwhelming you or taking over your life. Yes, it may feel chaotic. Yes, you're going to be a little nervous about it. But in turn, if you focus on work and family and everything else, that helps clear your head to where you can make the right decision about what it is you want in life, where you can have an enthusiasm and a passion again for love itself. The next card you have is any hopes and fears for the outcome of the month, and you have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a holiness and otherness, and unconscious. And so the High Priestess is saying, look, this is basically the same for anybody who's single and looking to reconcile. This is saying there's something higher than you here. The pieces on the board are moving in this game of life, regardless of your control. You don't have control here. This is saying the universe has control. Ultimately, you can make decisions, but if you're single, the pieces will fall into where they're supposed to be. You'll meet somebody who brings out this enthusiasm and this passion in you, but this is saying, you know, you're trying to control situations you can't. You're hoping that people who have already made themselves very clear, not in words, but by not by letting you down, by not treating you the way you should be treated, by when you're dating them not treating you the way you should be treated. So if you're single, this is saying, you know, hey, take care of yourself, and then the universe will take care of the rest. Don't wishful think somebody who you're friends with benefits that one day they're going to wake up and be like, you're the person of my dreams. This is just saying, you be realistic about your expectations, and the universe will guide you. And pay attention to signs. Like, this is definitely a big card about paying attention to the signs around you. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is very similar. This is saying, the universe is saying, look, you know what you need to do. You need to cut out some of this BS, and then things will happen. Again, if it's meant to be, it will be. That's what I'm probably going to title your video. I know it's cliche, and there's that song right now, and whatever, but it's true. This is saying, look, go about your business. Stop sacrificing yourself. If this person isn't willing to do it themselves, sacrifice themselves for you, and get rid of it. And then if it's meant to be, it will come back in when destiny or timing is appropriate. The next card you have is your outcome of the month, which is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is full of mystery and otherness. Very interesting. These are together because these are kind of like very similar energies. Very, you know, the serenity prayer type energy. Control what you can and leave, you know, the rest up to God or the universe, whatever it is you believe in. The Queen of Cups also doesn't give away all of her secrets. So if you're single, this is saying, you know, choose wisely. Be very careful about who you choose. You know, don't right off the bat tell people your deepest, darkest secrets and expect them not to get scared away. Although Scorpios generally aren't that way, but you can be. The Queen of Cups is just saying, leave a little mystery up to it. Let people chase you a little bit. Let people be attentive to you a little bit. Definitely let people, you know, you've sacrificed enough in dating. You've put yourself out there. You've tried to make things work. You've been attentive. You've been generous. Now it's your turn to let somebody else, you know, kind of come after you. Kind of be a little bit mysterious. Be a little, let your wall down when it's appropriate. But just do me a favor and let somebody, you know, wine and dine you or charm the socks off of you. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is perfect. This is mystery. Don't keep telling this person what you're up to. Don't tell this person if you're dating. If they communicate with you, don't communicate immediately back if you don't feel the vibe. It feels like a lot of you, again, have put in 110%. They've put in hardly any energy whatsoever. And the Queen of Cups is saying, okay, now it's your turn. They don't need to know what you're up to. You've got other things to worry about. You've got big changes. You've got big things coming. If they want to be a part of that, then they're going to come back in the right way. They're going to come back in the appropriate way, without chaos, without any of that. Now, your clarifying card for the outcome is Judgment. And Judgment is exactly that. It's judgment. It's, you know, it's meditation and looking back. So if you're single, this is definitely saying, remember these situations that were burdens. Remember the sacrifices you made. Remember ways people treated you. Remember, because this is saying don't fall back into it. There's somebody out there, and it could be one person, it could be 50 of you, it could be 20 of you, that are dating people that just are not treating them well, or not even well, but again, are telling you one thing and mean something else. They tell you what they think you want to hear. And now is the time that you can look back and say, okay, I can read between the lines. I can read the red flags. I can read the bullshit. And so you really need to start, I hate to say get judgmental, but because Scorpios can be a little judgmental, but that's because of the protective wall they put up. But this is saying you have a right. Some of these situations were not good situations. And so now it's time to clear the slate and make sure, let somebody come to you. Let somebody, fancy over you. Let somebody, romance you a little bit here, Scorpio. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, judgment is judgment. This is saying you need to look back. You need to meditate. You need to look at things. You need to understand why it is you're leaving. It's like you feel nervous about it. You feel scared. You feel this heavy burden energy about leaving, and what if I'm losing the best thing for me? But again, I can't stress it. It will happen in time if that is what is supposed to be happening. Now, your clarifying card for the Ace of Wands is the Ten of Pentacles, which is this generous legacy, wealth of love and knowledge and peace energy. The Ten of Coins is somebody who's feeling very caring, very giving. So again, something about kids coming up here. Somebody may be pregnant or may have met somebody that they think that they could have a baby with, because this is a legacy. This is leaving a legacy. And then you have the Ace of Cups, who has the baby in her hands, and it's very nurturing energy. So this may be two people coming together, if you're single, who work very well together. You guys nurture each other. You're very generous with each other. This is somebody that you want to give your love and time and attention to. You won't be this mysterious queen when you meet this person, because you'll want to pour your time and energy into them. You'll feel like sacrificing time, and you'll feel like, you'll feel a balance with this person. If you're looking to reconcile, this is saying, look, there's so much out there for you. If you want to be back with this person and you're going to be generous and let them in, then that's fantastic. But it's saying, make sure you pay attention to the signs. Make sure that if they come back in and they say, hey, this is what I want you back. I want to have babies with you. I want to do these things with you. That their actions speak louder than their words. Because it feels like, Scorpio, it's been a long time since what they've said or how they've conveyed, how they felt has matched their actions towards you. So there's still a slight possibility here of reconciliation. It's just like they've got to make some serious changes, or they got to step up to the plate. There's something here. But again, it's like you don't know what you have till it's gone. And I feel like that's the lesson that they need to learn this month. All right, Scorpio, have a great month. I'll see you next month.